page 57 of this textbook here. Bacteria have been found in 3 billion-year-old rock, and they are probably the oldest living organisms. Billion-year-old organisms. So second grade general science textbook, I guess that they are pretty sure about that. If they're willing to teach it to a second grader, I mean, they're not going to disagree with you, right? You can basically convince them to believe anything. Bacteria have been found in 3.5 billion-year-old rock. They're probably the oldest living organisms. Okay. And it goes on to describe the facts about organisms, what they do, what they consist of, but it briefly just summarizes how old that they think that they are. Is that, an established fact that rock is 3 billion years old? Because they teach it to a second grader like it is. It's included in this list of other facts about the organisms. Some are rod-shaped, some are like balls. Some bacteria cause disease, some can cause an infection if you scrape your knee, they help digest food, and some are used to clean up oil and spills. And so all these different kinds of things about organisms that are a part of the facts. And this will, hypothesis, if you want to call it that, I don't even think it's good, but 3.5 billion-year-old rocks, just because everybody believes that those rocks are 3 billion years old because of the content of high levels of uranium in the samples. Based on that is what this date is derived from. The archaeologist, he will say that the biologist has the evidence, and then the biologist, you go to him for the evidence, and he'll say that the geologist has the evidence. The geologist will point to the paleontologist, so on and so forth. But I can assure you they didn't derive this from, a fact of science that those rocks are that old. If you're interested in that topic of the age of the rocks and such, you can go to the Fountains of the Great Deep playlist, which I'll bring up shortly, but I just uploaded that video, so you can go there. And then I've also debated the topic, what Snake was right. You can check out the debate playlist, YEC Films. There's animation on the global flood there, which includes some of that material. And then the YEC Biblical Science lessons. That's a good playlist where I have a video devoted to this topic as well. So we're going to move on to the next page. Okay. It says that the organisms are 3 billion years old because the organisms are in the lowest layers of rock, which when radiometrically dated, generally all of the samples will come out to be, in the billions of years old. But, does that mean that the rock is billions of years old just because of the sample, the radiometric dating technique that you're using to get that age? You couldn't say that life just evolved from something that started out primitive, that came from some slime on the ocean. And that's, what common ancestry teaches. So, if you discount the radiometric dating techniques, then you have to find evidence that it's possible for life to just, first of all, emerge from non-living matter, and then has to then produce all the diversity of life that we see today. And it has 3.5 billion years to do it. A scientist has never constructed life from non-life, not even close. And then secondly, no animal has ever produced anything other than its kind. Those are two observable facts, in biology that are indisputable and have stood the test of time ever since I've been studying it, for like nearly 200 years.